Receivers for the Cardinals. There's one guy you need to know. That's DeAndre Hopkins, because sifting through the rest of the receivers on this team, they brought in A.J. Green.
Veteran. That's just to replace Larry.
Corpse of A.J. Green. He played, he signed 1 year, $6 million. Last year, he played 16 games, don't forget.
He did.
In those 16 games, he scored 5.5 points per game. That puts him at 94th overall, the wide receiver position of points per game.
Good for you, bro.
When you hear some of these, the targets he saw last year were outrageous. He saw 104 targets last year.
Wow, did he really?
47 receptions. 2 touchdowns. He is just...
I have to go back and watch some of these catches.
Yeah, it's done. Some of them were bad throws, but you guys had like T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd were producing in the same offense with the same quarterbacks.
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out is how is it that if you had 104 targets and 40 receptions, yet T. Higgins almost broke out a little bit last season, and Tyler Boyd was extremely consistent.
Yeah.
And Joe Burrow could have been a rookie of the year if he would have stayed healthy.
Yeah.
So I guess you figure it out, but
yeah, they do. They don't run a lot of 12-man personnel. It's usually 11 or
everybody's out there.
4 wide sets. But he's good. When he plays, he's going to be on the outside, opposite of Hopkins.
Yeah,
I just don't think he's. I'm not going to be drafting him anywhere.
No,
in leagues. I think Kirk is the better receiver at this point in their careers. But AJ Green's going to be out on the field. And they brought in Rondale Moore in the draft, 17th pick of the second round. I don't love that, but he's a slot-only guy.
Yeah, so I keep being told, I shouldn't say told, I keep hearing the draft for Rondale Moore is because Andy Isabella.
Yeah, I've heard they're done with that experiment.
Yeah, and because if you look again, they are both second-round draft picks.
Yeah.
Andy Isabella... is questionably now a bust.
Fast. Yeah, he was super fast coming out.
Super fast.
I think he came out at UMass.
UMass, yeah. But yeah, so I think they're done there, and so they're bringing in Rondale Moore. But even with Rondale, dude, the dude can't. He wasn't healthy half his.
Yeah, he's never been
healthy since his freshman year, and so that makes me nervous. And
I think the team would be better off in 11-man personnel to play Kirk on the outside opposite of Hopkins and have Rondale Moore in the slot. But that's just not what they're going to do. They're not going to do that. They're not going to spend $6 million for A.J. Green this year and not have him out there.
Man, that's crazy.
At least to start the season. And I do think there's that chance where maybe in the right matchup, you can he might be like a DFS kind of a guy. Super cheap, hoping for a touchdown. Because if he's still going to see that target volume, that's the other thing. When you compare Kyler Murray hyper targets DeAndre Hopkins, and that's it. The other target totals for the other receivers on the team, Christian Kirk led him second most. He had 79 targets. Hopkins pretty much doubled that. He over doubled that, 160 targets. It is Hopkins' offense in this receiving game.
But see, that's kind of how it was even in Houston.
I also do love Hopkins. He's been he seems like he really wants Julio Jones on his team with him. I just don't know that's possible. That'd be incredible because I did also see PFF. I think it was since 2015, the 2 highest graded wide receivers over that time span. Julio Jones, number 1. DeAndre Hopkins, number 2.
Yeah, that's funny. That would be crazy.
Yeah.
I have seen a lot of players trying to kind of build those super teams now like they do in the NBA, but I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, this defense should be a little bit more improved.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say a ton, but I think it's just going to be more Kyler Murray chucking the ball, running around back there.
Yeah, I kind of think it's going to be the same old. I
think Hopkins, he's still a top 5 receiver. I'm 100%. Drafting him as a top 5 receiver again. Yep. Those targets and reception totals and yards, the touchdowns were down last year. He still came down with 6, but you get that back up to where his average is around 10. He could be aiming for that top 3 wide receiver spot. I don't know if he can get to number 1. That's just going to depend. But he is DeAndre Hopkins. He's done it before.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to kind of wait and see. But yeah, going to be very interesting to see kind of how Arizona
Don't forget, I mean, it seems like he has been in the league for a long time, DeAndre Hopkins, but he's still only 28. So in dynasty leagues, like, if there's any chance you could get him for a discount, buy.
Thank you so much for watching the Fantasy Monsters on YouTube. If you liked our video today, please subscribe to our channel. Hit the little bell icon. Get notified whenever we go live or post other videos. You can see the link below. You can click on previous videos. You can also leave comments below. We'd love to hear from you guys as well. And we'll catch you next week.
Have a go.